Hello. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for tuning in to the brand new media show today. Today I am outside today getting some vitamin D, and we have MICHAL MONDONSKI. He's a mental health coach from Poland, but he lives in the UK. And today we'll be talking about the mental health dealing with being unemployed and the stress and the anxiety on dealing with that. Welcome, Coach. How are you doing?
Welcome, Brenda. Thank you very nice. Thank you very much for inviting me again on your show. It's always pleasure to be here. And
Always
yes, well,
welcome. Always.
thank you. Well, I'm inside because it's late in the UK. It's 8 p.m. already, so time differences well are well,
Yeah, it's 2
significant
p.m.
here.
here, and it's beautiful. So I decided to just something different today. Be outside.
That's perfect. That's great.
Okay, so let's get
And yes,
started.
well, I start with the vitamin D. Yes, it's very important to have it. So, guys, if there is a sun out there, just well, take off your t-shirt as much as you can, go outside, enjoy the sun, have fun, because it matters.
Yeah, it's definitely does.
Yes, but today the subject is different because it's about well, employment, about the job that we all need,
Mm-hmm.
not necessarily want, but we need it because we need to provide, we need to make some money.
Right.
And after all the changes, so-called new normal, it's not that easy anymore. And well, there are some challenges that we are facing, especially my generation and older, because well, we got used to some specific work and systems, and we work in specific ways.
Right.
And now with all the changes, everything going digital, not everyone can adjust right away, and not everyone can well fit in into a new world. And
Mm-hmm.
the question is what to do, how to deal with it, isn't it?
Right, exactly. It's so hard, like you said, people, your age and above, it's so hard. Since the pandemic, it's been a major effect around the world. And we'll say like maybe, they said that the unemployment rate has went down, but I don't know what type of jobs. Maybe they're talking about like the McDonald's, fast food restaurants, manufacturers and warehouses, maybe people, jobs like that. But what about the professional people? The people that lost their jobs and they're used to making a certain type of income, okay? And they can't find those type of jobs. They can't find high paying jobs anymore, and they just really getting stressed out. They don't know what to do. Should they sell their house? What should they do? Should they get rid of the car, the high car payment? So they're just like, they're stressed out. They don't know what to do.
Well, the first thing, the most important one, is to realize that it's okay. It's all right to be in that situation because so many things change rapidly that, well, that's the way it is now, and we need to deal with it. So as soon as we start beating ourselves up for not doing what we want to do, what we would like to do, and making the sufficient amount of money that we used to make before,
Right.
uh, first we need to realize that it's okay that we are in that situation.
Mhm.
And as soon as the blame goes away, we start think differently.
Mhm.
We
Mhm.
don't look for the punishment anymore,
Mhm.
because it happens automatically. If we do something wrong,
Mhm.
generally we are looking for punishment, justification as well, but in this case will be punishment because we don't do what we're supposed to do, and we need to be punished because that's how it's supposed to be done. No way, guys. No, there is no punishment here. Everything is all right. We just need to take a step back and start enjoying ourselves.
Take your step back.
Definitely.
Okay.
Well, I tell you, I do talk to people who have problems like that and who went through the changes.
Okay.
Well, quite recently today, I published one of my podcasts, and that's with a lady who was in finance because of pandemic and having a little baby. She had to stay home because there was no one during the pandemic to look after her child, and well, she needed to do something as a mom, and
Okay.
as the family they decided that she will stay at home. She's
Mm-hmm.
now in a completely different career, but
Okay.
that's not my story to tell. That's something that you can hear in the podcast. But what's important is the mindset that we have. If we are set for action,
Mm-hmm.
we will get through it. But we need to take the step backwards to start the action, to start everything new,
Okay.
and to consider a chance of starting from lower position than we had before.
Okay. So that,
And it's also okay. We
okay.
won't be making the same amount of money,
Right.
of course, but we'll have advantage over all other employees who, let's say, majority of them just started to work day right after university. They have very little experience. They never manage anyone. And we still can make a progress really quick.
Okay. Okay.
World is changing.
The world is,
It was, yes, it was the same problem with the previous technological revolution, when suddenly we had a lot of machinery doing the work that people used to do,
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and a lot of professionals, they were afraid that they not going to be needed anymore, but they are needed, and
Okay.
they actually started to get new jobs, learn new skills, and were successful.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, okay. Now, I know you mentioned about learning new skills, but the education system, it costs money. And the people that have lost their jobs, they don't have money to pay for it. I know a female something like that happens, and she said that she can't afford to go to school. She have her house note to pay. So what she did, she went and got like two fast food restaurant jobs. She was a professional, but she did that so she can make her house payment. But it really stressed her out, so she's still trying. She's still trying to get a good paying job so she can have one job. And it's nobody, I mean, she's a professional woman and she can't get a job. There's nobody hiring her. So she just said, I don't know what to do. Her resume, she said she had a professional to do her resume. And not only her, but I heard other people talking about the same thing. They can't find a good paying job. So
Well, yes.
they're just stressed. And this leads to anxiety and everything else.
Okay. Well, within this job, if there is a job already, any job, and we taking off a certain level of pressure, and the pressure, well, that we cannot provide for our family is usually the main one.
Right.
If we have this of our heads,
Mm-hmm. Right.
we can then think clearly, be creative, and make a plan.
And make the plan. Maybe start
And
her
that's
own.
personal for everyone.
maybe start her own business, go ahead. Do you think she made the right decision on taking those 2 jobs? What do you think, Coach?
It depends on the situation. Would one job be enough to provide for the family?
So she had to take 2 because
She had to take two.
she had to because she was used to making really more income than what she's making now.
I can imagine that. Yes, if it was that much of a difference, is there a chance to downgrade in terms of a lifestyle?
Okay. Well, see,
And I can
I
say,
don't think I don't think she wanted to do that. See, that's the thing. I don't think she wanted to downgrade, because she was so used to high status. I don't think she wants to downgrade.
okay, so I tell you one thing in here, because you might have listeners in here who will be there on the other side saying, well, it's easy for him to say, because he's sitting comfortable in his chair in his house, and
Right.
he's got all he needs. He's got those clients, and it's okay. Not necessarily. I actually invested some money. I've lost some money. To be fair with you, I'm still paying off some debts right now.
Okay.
And well, technically, last year I had like a four bedrooms house.
Okay.
With a garden and a garage outside, and we've been just going out enjoying ourselves with my family. And because of those investments and the payments that I need to make, and well, the collapse of 3 businesses, well, 3 investments at the same time, back in the past, I needed to go down to a 1-bedroom flat, not
Okay.
house, a flat.
Okay.
Instead of garden, I have a small balcony now. And at this very moment, it's okay for me.
Okay. All right. So you
I
had a
didn't
plan.
want to change it.
Okay.
I wanted because the house was like duplex, so there was 2 like separate flats within the house, we can say. And I didn't like that. I actually wanted to change for an independent house with a bigger garden, with well, some bigger piece of land. That's what I wanted to do.
Okay.
But it didn't work for me. So me myself, I needed to do exactly the same thing that I'm advising
Okay.
to other people to do. Think what you can afford and think what you really need.
Okay. Everybody listen to that.
I'm not telling about things that I didn't go through.
Okay.
And talking about skills, I actually, going throughout this process, I was like, what can I do now? And I did the research, and I found courses that were actually free of charge.
Okay.
They've been founded. And I upgraded my skills so I can do something else additionally. And well, yes, my plan to live in a nice house close to the forest, and just oversee the businesses, tops 10 hours 10 hours a week, just went away.
Oh, this is another thing my friend said. She said that now when she was searching for a job on a lot of companies, as far as the qualification, they had a list this long for qualification and so many years experience. Maybe she had some of the things on that list, but she didn't have all the things on that list. And as far as all the years experience, she went on and applied for it, but she said they ask for so much nowadays on seeking jobs. She hadn't looked for a job in years. And she said they ask for so much nowadays on trying to get a good paying job.
Oh, Brenda, just 2-3 days ago, I spoke to a gentleman. He works for aviation company, and he's well, analyst, but he did a few months ago well, another course that's for Java, so that's programming language,
Mm-hmm.
to know more, to understand better what's behind the software that he's using. And that was great decision, because now he's using this knowledge to talk to the developers who actually upgrade the software that they have. And he can understand what they are talking about, and he can, well, pass on informations the way they understand what they should do and what is expected from them to do.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I know, well, based on the IT experts, generally speaking, that I know and work with, and well, the experiences that I have, it's difficult to communicate between IT experts and professionals within any other profession, because IT has specific language.
Right. Exactly.
And well, he just will take extra course, and he covered that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So he's leading a project now, and he didn't even expect it to be as effective as it is.
Wow.
So that's regarding the qualifications and things that we don't have in our resume.
Right.
So that's the first thing. And the other thing is going the other way around. Sometimes too much experience and too much qualifications makes you overqualified for a job.
Okay. Listen, people. Listen to the coach.
And that's important as well, because imagine that you are the employer, and you employing someone who's got better experience and better qualifications than you.
Mm-hmm.
How would you feel with that person being your employee?
Okay.
Yes.
So they
How
need
would
to
you
cut
feel then?
back. Listen, they need to cut back with so many qualifications for a job, right? Because their boss wouldn't want them to be more qualified than him or her, right?
Exactly.
Listen, people.
So yes, well, for that, I know that there is a lot of experts in that field, and they are professional companies even, who help you to, well, craft your resume to the job that you're applying for.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
They use specific language, they will research what is needed, and based on the job description, they select the skills that you have, the qualifications that you have, the experience that you have, that it's important, and they make it visible there. Don't put everything there. If I wanted to build a resume right now and put everything I know I can and I've been doing, that would have been several pages,
Well, nobody
and
hire
it's too
you, right?
much.
Because you have too much experience.
Exactly. No one wants to read it anyway.
And that's a good point. That's a good point. I think people put too much on their resume. That's a good point, coach.
So yes, I know we were going to talk about the mental health and stress that's related to it, but doing those things, thinking about what's needed, and well, basically taking advantage of this experience and
Right.
applying it without ego,
Mm-hmm.
with critical thinking, with well, putting yourself into a position of your potential employer, will allows you to make some changes,
Okay.
adjust your CV,
Mm-hmm.
prepare your answers, and present yourself as a good employee for a job.
Okay. All right.
That's a very important thing within all this. And
How can you avoid going into a deep depression because you can't find the type of job that you're looking for? How can you avoid that?
talk about this. First and foremost, talk about this. It's the position that's called executive coach. What it really is about. I always explain that the simplest explanation is it's a life coach for executives. It's like a buddy for executive, a friend that executive can talk to,
Okay.
share thoughts, challenges, experiences, someone who helps people on a high position with a lot of responsibility
Mm-hmm.
to clear the mind
Mm-hmm.
and show perspective. That's what we can say.
Talk about it.
Yes, the people that I work with a lot of responsibilities, they actually don't need professional advice. They need a guide. It's like with satnav in your car. The satnav is not going to tell you how to drive.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to show you the path. And whatever you do with this knowledge, it's your choice anyway.
Okay.
So talking to someone, of course, family, friends as well, but talking to someone
Mm-hmm.
who's not emotionally involved in what you're doing is a big help. It's huge. It's very important
Okay.
because they show you perspective. They show you different angle of what is happening. And being in that difficult situation, I always recommend one more thing.
What's that?
Help someone who has worst.
Help
Help
someone.
someone. Yes, help someone who's in even worse situation
Oh, okay.
and doesn't have what you have.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's important thing. Go,
As
I don't
far
know.
as far as doing what? When you say
Well,
help someone in a worse situation than you're in, as far as doing what? Maybe cooking them a dish, or as far as doing what? When you say
anything.
that.
Well, I would say, Brenda, very important thing. There is a lot of care homes where we have elderly people with
Okay.
fantastic life experience that are just staying there because they have no one.
Right. Okay.
And staff working there, all the employees, they still have a lot of tasks and they cannot just sit and talk to someone.
Right. Okay.
But they are volunteers that coming in to help, and those volunteers, I remember I've been working years ago, it's about 20 years ago, even more. I was going to the care home like that as a volunteer, doing some massage therapy
Mm-hmm.
and exercises with residents. And what they needed even more, it was a conversation, and I had time for it.
Very nice. Just donate some of your time, even to an orphanage or a care home or any of those type of
Definitely.
places that you can make a difference in someone's life, right?
Definitely. And they show you perspective, and especially with the elder people, I've learned a lot from them.
Oh,
And I was in my early 20s then, so I did have a lot to learn anyway.
yes.
I was just out of university, and yes, they showed me perspective. And I'm sure if I went to the care home today just to talk to someone, I would see the perspective as well.
Very good. So that's very good. So that's two ways that you can avoid becoming depressed by not having a job. Fill your time up with something positive for doing something positive for someone, right?
Definitely.
Mm, very
And
good.
then, I tell you what else I would say. Build a plan. What you going to achieve and how.
Okay. Okay.
And we're talking here about people who, had good jobs. They've been managing managers, we can say, yes?
Okay. Are you here, Pat?
Hello?
Okay, you here?
Yes, yes, I'm
Okay.
here.
Thank you.
We're talking about people who had good jobs. They've been managing managers, so they've been on high positions.
Right.
Come on, guys, go to school, go to university, and make yourself available for students there and tell them about your experiences. You don't need TED Talks or other conferences. Go to the university and talk about your experiences there, and it will show you that you are still valuable
Right.
and you can deliver. It gives you some practice in front of difficult audience, because it is difficult audience.
Very good.
Young people will coming out of university, college right now, they want to be, well, very far, very fast.
Coach,
They
what do you,
want to be on top by the age of 30, and it's not possible. We know that already.
okay. What are you
But
thinking about a person starting their own business? They lost their job, so now they need to be creative on probably not trying to get back in that situation again. Maybe start their own business, a passion that they have. You know, what do you think about that?
perfect. If you have resources and if you know enough about running small business, perfect solution.
Okay. Okay.
It's possible to your job to market research. Well, but first and foremost, you need to know that you have resources that you can provide for your family, because that's the most important thing.
Yes, that's the most important thing, and not getting in that depression moves, because a lot of times people want to like commit suicide, that they don't know which way to go. You know, they get ready
Yes.
to lose everything.
No, that's important thing that you said, because you see, yes, there is a lot of people who actually want to commit suicide, and usually those that do surprise everyone around them, because well, people say, well, we didn't know that it was so bad. How did that happen? Why didn't we notice? Because they don't show. So still the most important thing is to talk to people.
Talk to people, yeah, because they don't know, their income has completely stopped. They're down to their last penny. They can't pay their mortgage, they can't pay their light bill, the light's getting ready to go out, and they keeping this all within themselves. So, but
And
there's
that's
hope, right, Coach?
because
There's hope.
there is, but the fact that they are down to the last penny is that, well, they actually didn't do anything sooner.
There you
They
go.
were
That's what.
hoping that it's going to be okay,
So
and they
people
were
need to start making their
expecting.
plans, right? Start making plans for hard times, right?
Exactly. Well, it's not just this, it's just adjusting to the reality, because the same action in a different environment is not going to work. The same business model in a different country needs to be adjusted. Well, the same skills in different project, different companies, they need to be adjusted. The way you were managing people in a bank, in a corporation, is not going to be the same in your small business. Small business is more like a family, and you create everything together.
Yes.
In a company, they are procedures. You're going to build those procedures with your people, and as your company is going to grow, the people that work with you are going to grow, and then you're going to get new employees, and they are going to follow procedures. But you need to give it a time.
Okay.
And maybe you don't want to build a company and employ people. Maybe you want to deliver services, do something that you know you're good at,
Right.
and that's basically what you want.
Generate some income, and then you start employing people yourself.
Not necessarily. You might create future employees, employers, but you don't need to employ anyone.
Okay. Okay. But okay.
It depends what type of lifestyle do you want. It's what I said before. That was actually the reason I I am where I am now because I wanted to just oversee some businesses for well, like a few hours a week, and it
Okay.
didn't work for me.
Mm.
And I'm not hoping for well scaling my business, having big office and a lot of people, their desks and computers and everything. I want to have, like I said, a house close to the forest. I want to have my horses, and I want some lake nearby.
I love
And
lakes.
and I need a fast internet to work with my clients online as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they are, of course, will be invited to my place, and I want to have like a small guest house for my
Yes.
clients to come for a retreat and do some additional like services, but that will be VIP only.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So that's how I want to do it. But having any type of a production factor myself and being needed there every day, that's not for me.
Mm-hmm.
For
Mm-hmm.
myself, I want something different. So self-discovery, it's very important here. I have in my stress management course, I have a lot of it about archetypes, about how to understand well yourself and how to understand others, how
Yes.
to know what you really want, how to
Okay.
discover it
Okay.
professionally and personally,
Okay. Okay.
and just leave it.
Very good. Very good. Coach, it's always nice talking to you. Do you want to sum it up? Is anything else you want the audience to know to just to hold on? So,
Yes, definitely. One, the most important thing, have someone to talk to,
okay.
someone objective, not related to your problems personally,
Mm-hmm.
someone who can show you perspective,
Mm-hmm.
someone who can show you the way, and someone who can point out what is right in front of you and you don't see.
Right in front of you and you don't see it.
If you get that person, you are already on the right path. It's like this sat nav that I said, you will be always told where to take the next turn to go back, get back to your goal. So that's to sum it up.
Thank you.
And yes, let's
Thank you.
rely on others. Let's ask for help, and if someone asks you for help, be willing to provide that help and your expertise, because you definitely have it.
Thank you. Very good. Thank you. Good. Very good. You know, Coach, it's always nice talking with you. And we hope this show helps someone. Please, please,
Definitely.
please forward this show. Maybe you know someone that's not working at this time, but tell them there's still hope. There's still hope, and don't give up. Listen to the coach
There is hope.
advice.
There is hope. Turn it into plan.
There you go. Thank you very much. And thank you for tuning in to Brand New Media Show today. Good night, everyone.
Thank you, Brenda. Good
Thanks.
night, everyone.
Bye.